Testing now for the wrist and also for the thumb. So we start off with the extensors of the forearm. Okay, so extensors of the wrist essentially come all the way up and originate from the lateral epicondyle. Okay, so therefore where they cross over into the wrist, into the carpals, are therefore going to bring us into extension. So what we need to do is we need to stabilize here, and we're going to hold on just distal to the radiocarpal joints. We're going to hold on here across the metacarpals. So what I'd like you to do, Neil, is you're going to bring your wrist upwards, just in a straight direction towards, and I'm going to push it down. I'd like you to match my force. We're going to build up the force and then gently ease off the force. Okay, so hand on, so just raise your wrist up slightly, so we're in a mid to inner range here. I'm going to start to apply the pressure. Just start to resist for me. Resist, 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 and relax. Okay, so that's extensors as a group. Now for extensor carpi radialis, which is therefore coming down and across and onto the radial side. So therefore, if it's going to come onto this side, then it's essentially going to raise the wrist upwards and pull it towards this direction here. Okay, so towards the radius. So it therefore does radial deviation as well as extension. So same thing, so just going to raise your wrist up slightly, and I want you to also pull your hand in towards you. So not just up, but also inwards. I'm going to push downwards and then outwards. Okay. Again, same thing, just matching my force. So if you bring up and in, that's it, and I'm going to push down and out and resist, 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 and relax. So I was pushing that way. Then we also have extensor carpi ulnaris, obviously the ulnar side now. So now the wrist is going to come up and outwards into ulnar deviation, same thing. So you bring your hand up and outwards for me, Neil. I'm going to push down and inwards. You just start to resist that for me, and resist, 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 and relax. Okay, moving on to the flexors. Obviously turn the arm over. So same thing, just flexors as a group is just pure flexion. So we're going to bring our hand on top here. So if what I'd like you to do is just bring your hand up in towards mine. I'm going to push straight down, so we've got mid to inner range. Just take that down just a little bit, that's it. So I'd like to bring your palm of your hand up towards mine, and I'm just going to push straight down and resist, 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 and relax. Flexor carpi radialis, obviously again, radial side is going to flex and radially deviate this way towards this side. So you're going to bring your hand up and inwards. I'm going to push down and out. And just start to resist for me. And resist, 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 and relax. Lastly, for this set of groups, flexion and ulnar deviation this time for flexor carpi ulnaris. So this time you're going to bring your wrist up and in. I'm going to push down and out. Okay, so bring it up into my hand and across, and just start to resist for me, and resist, 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 and relax. Okay, so Flexor Pollicis does exactly what it says on the tin. Okay, it's a flexor of the thumb, so it's coming across the thumb this way. So therefore, as the thumb comes into pure flexion here, we're going to try and pull it outwards. So therefore you bring yourself onto the front of their thumb here, and normally I would like to stabilize just across the top here. I appreciate that's probably blocking the view slightly, so I'm just going to bring my hand away. I'm going to pull the thumb outwards this way, and Neil's going to try and pull it in. So I'll just stabilize from this side. Just start to pull your thumb across your hand for me, and keep going, contracting, keep going, and relax. We'll just try that on the other side as well. So same thing, so the thumb's going to come across into my thumb. That's it, take it across into my thumb there. I can stabilize, so you can see here now how I've got much better control because I'm not blocking the view. Just bring your thumb into my thumb and keep going, and relax. So the thumb's then coming across. Next up is Extensor Pollicis, so now the opposite. The thumb's going to come into extension, so coming this way. So just exactly the opposite. Again, stabilizing. Neil's going to try and bring his thumb this way. I'm going to try and pull it across. So if you just start to resist for me, Neil, and keep going, you can just about see the tendon here. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and relax. Okay, Abductor Pollicis. So now the thumb's going to be coming upwards. So the Abductor Pollicis, you can sometimes just see the tendon across here. So we're just going to come down on top of the thumb just here. Thumb's coming up towards the ceiling. If you just start to resist for me, Neil, and resist, 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 and relax. Adductor Pollicis, the opposite. So now you're going to bring your thumb down into mine and try and pull my thumb towards your hand and resist, 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 and relax. And the last one then is Opponens Pollicis. We'll do this twice on both hands. So essentially the thumb's going to come across that way, so kind of like it's going towards your fifth digit, and you put your thumb in the opposite position. Okay, so you're coming in here. So that thumb's going to try and go across to that little finger. So I'm going to try and push it up and out. You resist for me, resist, resist, and relax. Just do the same on the other side. So the thumb's coming up and over towards, and this time my thumb comes in the way, and just try and take your thumb towards your little finger for me, and keep going, keep going, keep going, and relax. Okay, and that concludes the muscle test for the wrist and hand.